So Canada's U17s on the men's side just defeated Turks and Caicos 6-0 to gather the 3 points to start their quest to qualify for the U17s World Cup later this summer. What does it mean? Well, let's talk about it. Alright, guys, welcome to What Does It Mean? It's basically our match review. We've used it to, big announcements on the Canadian side, but what does it mean? It's basically our match review. So if you like this type of content, we do generally Canadian and African content because we wouldn't be the Africans if we didn't do both. I know it gets confusing with South Africans. That's not us. I digress. So if you like this type of content, make sure you like it. Leave a comment. Tell us who stood out for you. Subscribe to the channel already. We're trying to hit 2,025 subscribers by the end of the year. That's right. We want 2025 by the end of 2025. So make sure you do that. But let's get on to the action as it stood. Canada 6, Turks and Caicos 0. I didn't think they were going to lose this game, to be perfectly honest. It was interesting to get through. I think the most chaotic part was trying to figure out how we were going to watch it. If you guys could have seen me, I basically had one laptop ready to go. Then I realized that laptop was too full. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it on TV because I could streamcast my YouTube. That didn't work. It was a VPN. We got CONCACAF again because some way, somehow, Canadians couldn't watch the game in Canada because it's geo-blocked for some reason on CONCACAF YouTube channel as well as CONCACAF Go. We're hoping it gets resolved by the next game on Tuesday, but we'll kind of wait and see what happens with there. But Canada, starting off in their lineup, you had what felt like a 4-2-3-1 to start off. So the starting left, you had Dominic Kantorowicz, and again, guys, if I butcher your name, I am so sorry. Sergei Kozlovsky, Moise Clovy Akshan, Sahil Deo, Kevin Kahn, Dylan Judilson, Isaac Tortola, Andre Ali-Gayapersad, Owen Graham Roche or Rocher, and then Shola Jimo. That was your starting 11. So it felt like it was a bit of a. It felt like a 4-2-3-1 with Tortola as your 10, Graham Roche as your 9, and then Jimo kind of moving back and forth in that 9 to winger space. It was interesting. So it was very interesting to kind of watch it. Chuku with the armband, by the way. Um, Game honestly started off with a flurry. It could have easily been 2-0 before the first goal. Just Canada couldn't put the ball away in terms of their opportunities moving forward. But eventually they did in the 10th minute. Andre Ali Gaius Prasad. I, again, if I butcher your name, I'm sorry. I mean, a player that was basically just bullying his side of the pitch whenever he got the ball was just fascinating to watch for me. I liked everything he was doing in terms of making runs down the left. He had a few missed opportunities where he cut in, beat two, beat three. His footwork, his technical ability, he looks like a player who's, I mean, dare I say, he's played a little bit of futsal in his life. I liked that type of energy from your winger, cutting inside looking for shots, but then also just moving the ball. Once he got the ball, you knew he was going to create a goal opportunity, whether for himself or for a teammate. And Canada just wasn't able to put it through it up until that 10th minute. They make it 1-0. You follow that up until the 18th minute. 18th minute goes through, and that's when we get our second goal from Owen Graham Rocher. Beautifully worked. It's Kozlowski. Wow, it's Kozlovsky. Kozlovsky sends a ball down to Ali Gaius Prasad. Gaius Prasad sends it in. Graham Rocher puts it into the net. Sprayed from the, and I think that was honestly an interesting thing to watch through this game. What a luxury for the U17s. I mean, you have Kevin Conn in the midfield. You have Isaac Tortola, who's creating as well. But oh yeah, by the way, if the low block gets a little bit too crazy, we can start the transition by give the ball to your center back. He'll spray a pass to a streaking winger. The winger will then create something inside, and it's a goal. So It's 2-0 then. 5 minutes later, Shola gets into the action after he missed a couple opportunities early, gets the ball, dribbles past a few defenders, slots it home. 3-0. We're going in. And this game is feeling like, okay, it's U17, it's our first game, we're going to make it through. Then we get to the 45th minute. Sahil Deo, a beautiful run. I think he'll get overlooked. A lot of people will be talking about Andre in this game as well as Sergey, which deservedly so. But Sahil Deo had a great game, just overlapping runs. He creates the penalty. Early in the second half, he creates a short corner free kick just off of runs that he's been able to do. Just his interplay with the midfielders and the wingers in front of him, overlapping runs, creating pressure on Turks and Caicos throughout the entire first half and the beginning of the second half was great. So he played well in that. I mean, Kevin Kahn and Tortola, your two midfielders, I feel they were. This was my first time to see Kevin Kahn play. And so I was curious to see what he can do. And honestly, how he was trying to pick passes, he was trying to pick locks with his passes on the low block. It continues to bring, and even Tortola was doing the same as well. Canada, we lack a creative 10. And this goes back all the way 4 years ago to the whole conversation where we were talking, where I was saying this, it was like, it felt like every dual national we were possibly losing were all creative 10s, right? And we always go back to that conversation point because it's a position that we don't have. You can see in the pipeline, okay, there's potential sixes coming. There's potential eights coming. Maybe you look at Saliba as maybe he can be a 10 who can kind of work, or a deep playmaking six, kind of what Stakio can be and tends to be for this team. But we have lacked that we've really lacked that creative 10 midfielder. And between Khan, who plays more as an can plays more an 8 to a 10 in this, Tortola, who also can do that, you're seeing players who are trying to pick a lock with these passes. It was very exciting. Now, again, development isn't linear, and we'll see what they become as they keep going. The other interesting thing, which I didn't bring up, is this side is an older side, meaning the next cycle, because I wonder how Canada Soccer was going to approach this. By the way, it's 4-0 at halftime. But I was wondering how Canada Soccer was going to approach this, especially with, that you can have a team, you can maybe have a younger side and kind of have them develop and move through, keep a group together, or you can just try to take the best players always. Now, ultimately, I say always take the best players, but I'm just curious of what they would do. But you're not going to have as much overlap now. Everyone on this team, minus a few of the alternates, are all 08s, meaning once they're done with this cycle, it's a brand new crop of U17s, which is both intriguing. And also, I wonder if maybe, if I don't know the pool as well, but maybe could they have found some other talented players? I don't know. I'm just looking at it from a strict number standpoint. I see a list of 08s, and I think, could we not have put in like an 09? Is there not a 10 that we could have slipped in, possibly? But I don't know. But this group is going to be together, and assuming they're able to qualify, which we'll talk about a little bit later, we'll see how they go. You get to the second half, and there are opportunities, but they just aren't able to go and just create that next goal. Right? Aiden Evans comes in for Sholajimo in the 46th minute. That's first up for Canada. Then Selemani comes in for Sahil Deo. And then in the 60th, as well as Tortola coming out. And then he came out in the 60th minute as well. And then afterwards as well, you had Graham Roche going off for Ayanero coming up in the 61st minute. There were three straight subs, and they were all kind of injury related. And to me, I think that was my one concern coming out of this game. Not just the injuries, but just managing the game. I know you want to qualify, but you're playing a side that you've been controlling the majority of the game, right? I would have liked to see the coaching staff make a few changes a little bit sooner just to open up that rotation. In this type of a tournament, you're trying to win the tournament. The game was effectively in hand, and then you had injuries to those players. A little bit later, Kevin Kahn left the field a little bit limpy as well. And so I'm a little bit concerned with managing the games. They have 1 day of rest and they're on to another game. And so that is my major concern with this. Just I don't feel that they really managed the game well enough to be with the performance. And again, this is minor nitpicking. I felt that they were great on the pitch. Even at the end, Ali-Gayapersad. I felt even Andre came up gimpy a little bit at the end, but they'd already used all five of their subs, and I felt maybe you start to protect players a little bit early just to kind of see. Even though I mean Andre was just terrorizing the side, he got hit in the face at one point. Like the amount of times he was going around with defenders, there's a part of me that says I might just foul him. I might fight him. No goals, but you see the goals are coming in. The chances are coming. Great passes. Sergey spraying passes around opportunities. Fifth goal comes in the 85th minute. Maris Aguinero comes in off of work from. I think this goal might be recredited to Andre, but we'll kind of wait and see where it goes. That's the fifth goal. Then Sergey finishes it off. A lovely volley at the end. Enters the attack, makes it 6 in the 89th minute. And that's your final score, 6-0. Looking at some of the stats based off of what they're showing, I'm using Google for this, guys. 29 shots, 12 on target for Canada versus 2 shots, 1 on target for the Turks and Caicos. It was comfortable for Canada. 77% possession versus 23, 85% pass accuracy versus 46, 12 fouls to 1 yellow on Sergey is one thing you'll have to watch based off of the teams in their group. And we'll talk about that. 10 corners to 1. That's the one part I think they should have done better at. You're getting free set pieces, but you weren't able to convert many chances off of that. I think that'll come back to bite them if they play a better team, maybe in their matchup against Curacao, which might be their toughest matchup of the group. We'll kind of see how it is, but that's like the one drawback for me. Corners, which are set pieces, weren't able to really create many good opportunities. There was one far post that they had that they missed, but otherwise a solid game and how we go. So what does this mean moving forward? They have 3 points in their group, which is great for them. Their group, which just makes less and less every time I think I'm following it, it makes less and less sense. But okay, so the group has the Turks and Caicos, Anguilla, and Bermuda. Anguilla lost Turks and Caicos, so we're assuming that's probably going to be a win. They lost to Turks and Caicos 3-0 in their first matchup. Canada will then play Anguilla on Tuesday, and then Thursday they play Curacao. And I think that's the game for the group. I think if they come away with a good result there, they win that group. And that's all there is. Now, we figured it would have been Bermuda in that group, but they played Bermuda last. Canada was set to play that, but Bermuda looks like after Curacao has ran through them, it feels like Thursday at 2 p.m. is the game, but their next game is looking to be on Tuesday. So Tuesday they play Anguilla, and that'll be a great match to get going. I think it'll be, if I'm the coaching staff, I look at that game, it's a rotation and getting players ready and healthy for that. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern time here in Canada. And then on Thursday, Curacao, 2 p.m. Eastern time. I think that is the game for the group. For me, that whoever wins that game, I think will win the group. And then Group 5 on Sunday at 7 versus Bermuda. They kind of go from there. I wonder what that looks like overall. But so far, we are happy. We are excited. We're intrigued by some players, no doubt. But guys, what do you think? You let me know in the comments below. What surprised you? What are you excited for? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, I'm going to stop talking right